For the following exercises, determine the intervals on which the function is increasing and decreasing. Okay, so this is a pretty easy question, but there's two things that you have to get down in order to answer this. First thing is that if I look at these functions, you should be able to decipher what the original function was, and then from that we could definitely see where the function is increasing and decreasing. Okay, so I wrote little tips and tricks down here at the bottom that make it much easier for you guys. To find if a function is increasing or decreasing, the first thing that you have to figure out is what the original function is. Now, there's tons of functions out there, guys, right? But there's only a couple of them that you should have in your back pocket at all times, okay? So let's start on the one on the left-hand side, and let's try to figure out where this function originally was, or what this function originally was. So I see that it's 4 times x plus 1 raised to the second minus 5. Okay, there's a lot of mumble jumble over here. Only get down to the original function. Only pay note as to what was happening with your x value. Seems like your x value was squared, right? Seems like we multiplied it by 4, we minus 5, we even did a little change over here, plus 1. However, the original function, if I stripped all of these numbers away, because that's basically what you're doing, you're stripping all of the numbers away, except for the exponent. And like functions, division signs, radicals, those you keep, but strip all of the whole numbers away. This basically came from, and if I can just put a 2 here just to show you, if I strip all of them away, this technically was f of x equals x squared. Then over time, you added 1, that changes the function, you minus 5, you multiplied it by 4, but this was the original function. Now, the thing that you guys need to get down is, what does x squared look like on a graph? It's going to get some, you got to do some memorizing. However, I promise you that it's going to make it so much more easier. So just know that anytime that you have a graph of only x squared, it looks like this. You swoop down, whee, and then you swoop right back up. You always go from decreasing to increasing at 0, 0, all right? So this original function that I just drew was x squared. Now, we got to figure out where this new graph is. And that's how we're going to determine, where the function is increasing or decreasing. So, that's number 2. Notice what the horizontal shift is. And take note, only horizontal shifts can influence a graph's, increasing intervals and decreasing intervals. So you're basically only looking for horizontal shifts. I don't care if we're stretching it or compressing it. I don't care if we're moving up or down. You're only worrying about your horizontal shifts, the shifts from left to right. And remember, the horizontal shifts are always the changes inside of the function. So they kind of look like this. If you have an x value in a, in parentheses, minus a number, that means you shifted to the right. But if you have x plus a number in the parentheses, that means you shifted to the left. So here, let's see. Here's my x, right? And here are my parentheses. What happened? Oh, it's x plus 1. All this other mumble jumble, I don't even care because it's not a horizontal shift. You're only looking at horizontal shifts. So I have a plus 1. Plus 1 means that I shifted to the left. And you shift to the left by that number. So in this case, since it's a plus 1, you shifted to the left, we'll say 1 unit. Literally, if you had tickers here, like, 1, 2, 3, maybe we'll just do that, 1, 2, 3. You would shift to the left by 1. So where would be your new dip? it would literally be this graph, but just shifted to the left. So I'll draw it in blue. So now I know that my new plot has to be here. And I'm going to come down, hit that, and come back up like that. Do you see that? Okay. Now I can tell from my new graph, and I'll just say that this one is the new one, right? With only the horizontal shift. I'm not taking into consideration any of this other stuff because it doesn't matter. What are your intervals? Well, it looks like I were decreasing this way, and then it turns around and it increases up this way. And the takeaway is right at that point. This part is increasing, representing an I. This part is decreasing, representing a D. And the change is at a -1 value. So, let's see. We'll say, oh, actually, hold on a minute. You say, Christina, you made a little mistake here. This part is decreasing, right? Because we're going down. So this is decreasing. This is increasing. Good thing I caught that. Okay. So now let's put it all together. Decreasing is on an interval from, you're starting all the way up here. That's technically -infinity, right? We don't know when it's going to end. So -infinity all the way to the cutoff, which is -1. And then increasing, we pick it right up from -1, and you go on and on and on until positive infinity. And there you go. Those are which your intervals are increasing and decreasing for this function. Okay, let's see if we can do this one now. Get down to the basis of what the original function is. Only take into account what the x is doing. So here's my x. Okay, this 5 is mumble jumble. It's a +3. Okay, -2. But I still got a squared here. So my original function, my original one was g of x equals x squared. Same thing. So just make a mental picture as to what x squared looks like, and I'm going to draw it again. It's the same one as before, right? There you go. With the increasing and decreasing intervals changing at the origin, 0, 0. However, now, notice what the shift is. In this case, it's a +3. +3s, or plus any value, is a shift to the left. So you technically shifted to the left 3 units. So I'm just going to make my little tick marks here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So that means I just have to take this graph and move it 3 times over so that my new point, 1, 2, 3, is right here. And now we'll start over here. We'll swoop down and come back up. So something like that. But the intersecting point is what matters. We came down here. That's decreasing. We came up on this side. That's increasing. And the difference is right at that -3 line. So let's do decreasing first. Decreasing, you start all the way high. We don't know. That's -infinity. All the way now to -3. And then increasing, you have to start at -3, and now you can go all the way to positive infinity. And those are your intervals. Oh, yeah. So, takeaway is go back to the original, make sure you know what the original looks like, and then just do your horizontal shifts. The horizontal shifts are going to tell you what's going to be increasing and decreasing. All right? Nothing else. So, guys, what do you think? This one was fun. Let me know in the comments what you thought, and if you want to help us out, please hit the subscribe button and tell your friends and all your math mates who, are taking algebra, geometry, pre-calc, whatever, so that they could benefit from this as well. All right? So I will see you in the next question. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.